The rain on Lyra. 7 wasn't water, it was liquid atmosphere. Thick and oily, clinging to every leaf and scale. 3 years I'd been marooned, my scout ship a twisted wreck amidst the colossal flora of this emerald nightmare. They called it Lyra 7. I called it the drowning world. Every sound was muffled, every shadow stretched, and the silence, when it came, was heavier than a gravity well. My mission, once about surveying uncharted systems, had devolved into a grim exercise in survival. Every creature here, from the shimmering insects to the colossal, territorial beasts, seemed designed to kill you. Distant, guttural sounds, then a sudden splash in water, followed by frantic, desperate splashing, growls and whimpers. I was tracking a low-frequency energy signature, hoping it might be a remnant of my ship's beacon, when I heard it, a thrashing, desperate sound from the depths of the black lake that snaked through the forest. It wasn't the usual predatory shriek or territorial roar. It was the struggle, a drowning. My instincts, honed by years of solitude and danger, screamed at me to retreat, to vanish, to let nature take its course. On Lyra 7, helping usually meant becoming prey yourself. But Lumi, usually so serene, suddenly tensed on my back. His internal glow intensified, and his soft became a rapid, urgent pulse. He chirped a high-pitched, insistent sound, pulling at my tunic. Something was profoundly wrong. I edged closer through the dense, dripping undergrowth. The thrashing intensified, and then I saw it. One of Lyra 7's apex predators, a creature we'd nicknamed a Fenris wolf for its terrifying size and lupin appearance, was caught. It was massive, its fur thick and shaggy, the color of wet granite. Its eyes, even through the gloom, were a vivid, electric blue, usually burning with lethal intent. Sight. Uploaded. Thumbnail 6. JPEG, but now they were wide with terror, filled with a frantic desperation I'd never seen in these silent, deadly hunters. It was entangled in a thick, bioluminescent weed, its powerful limbs flailing, slowly pulling it under the oily water. Every fiber of my being screamed danger. These things hunted us. They had torn apart entire scouting parties. But this one, it wasn't attacking. It was dying. And Lumi's insistent hum, the desperate pulsing of his light, made me move. The water was cold, thick, and surprisingly heavy, making every movement a struggle. I plunged in, my survival blade drawn, not to attack, but to cut the entanglement. The Fenris went rigid as I approached, its powerful jaws snapping inches from my face, a low growl rumbling in its throat, a warning, not a threat. Its eyes, the piercing blue, seemed to hold a desperate plea. Lumi's hum, now almost a vibrating purr, seemed to radiate outward, gently coating the air, making the wolf's struggle lessen just slightly. It was a battle against the current, against the weed's tenacity, against the beast's sheer panic. I pulled, I strained, my muscles screaming. Finally, with a monumental heave, I severed the last tendril. The Fenris, exhausted, sagged. Its immense weight threatened to drag us both down. I wrapped my arms around its powerful neck, guiding it, half dragging, half carrying its limp form towards a shallower bank. My lungs burned, my vision swam. But I hauled it out onto the damp, mossy earth. I collapsed beside it, gasping, my body shaking from the exertion and the adrenaline. The Fenris lay still, its chest heaving, its brilliant blue eyes fixed on me. And then a tremor, not just from my body, but from the ground itself. The air shimmered. The mist swirled, growing thicker, infused with faint, ethereal lights. The large Fenris wolf lies on the ground, its blue eyes fixed on Kale. Lumi, the small white creature, has left Kale's pack and is nuzzling the wolf. The environment around them begins to glow subtly, and swirling mist fills the frame. Lumi, who had been clinging to my shoulder during the rescue, now leapt off. He moved with impossible speed, a small white blur, landing on the Fenris's massive head. He nuzzled its ear and its continuous hum, always present but usually subtle, now amplified, became a deep resonant thrum that vibrated through the very air, vibrating through me. And that's when it hit. Not a sound, not a vision, but a feeling. A raw, overwhelming surge of sensation directly into my mind. Not words, but pure data. I saw through the Fenris's eyes, not the world as I knew it, but as a vast, interconnected web of living energy. The trees were not just plants. They were conduits. The water was not just liquid. It was a flowing consciousness. The very air was thick with thought, with a silent collective memory. As I sat there, stunned, receiving this torrent of raw, emotional data, a new presence solidified through the mist. She emerged from the deepest shadows by the water's edge, a serene, almost luminous female figure. Her long, light-colored hair seemed woven from moonlight. Her flowing gown rippled with a soft, internal glow. Her eyes, ancient and calm, were the same vivid blue as the Fenris's and Lumi's. She was a dreamweaver elder, a guardian collective, her power now weakened by the growing psychic static. She was the one who had guided Lumi, who had drawn me into this impossible rescue. She knelt beside the Fenris, placing a hand on its fur. Lumi's hum pulsed between them, amplifying their connection. And then her voice, soft, melodic, echoed directly in my mind. Not alien, not human, but pure thought, pure feeling. Dreamweaver elder. My wildest dreams? They had been so small. Survival. Home. Now, I saw the universe as a vast, living tapestry. Lyra, 7 wasn't just a world. It was a colossal, interconnected being. Its well-being tied to the harmony of its inhabitants, and its harmony anchors like Lumi. The shaking had turned into a profound understanding, a cosmic awakening. I stayed on Lyra, 7, not as a maroon scout, but as